Okay, I'm back. Sorry, it was a long time. I had to talk to my girlfriend, say goodnight and all that. We do a slash mark here as well. BRB over. Gonna turn the music off. Right, back into Stanley Parable. Ooh. I'm only gonna go for like another hour or so. Just give me 2 seconds to think. So next ending. Okay, I think I know where to go for the next
All of
ending.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let me just do that. Okay. We'll get to new content eventually. Might even make new
Stanley
content like
came
a
to
separate
set
stream.
of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person
I don't
in
think
there.
I'll have enough time to get
Feeling a
through
wave
saying
of
that.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go
I am
up
actually
to his
interested in seeing
boss's
some of it.
office, hoping he
Also,
might find an answer there.
Yeah, nice lock door there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door.
I guess we didn't need to go into the boss's office anyway. I can't speak English anymore. Ooh, new door. To the void. You are now leaving. Red door. Escape pod bay 760. Is this just a door? Does it open? Oh. It's not too far up, is it? I forgot what number was next to the escape pod sign. Oh, here we go. Escape pod bay. Escape. Are we walking across carpet? Okay, that was a bit of an abrupt ending. Okay, I think we're onto the new content. I think that was it, pretty much for the old content. I think we did all. Yeah. All right. Let's
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
Let's
it
go.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
You tell me.
thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
It's so good.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
It's him.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Interesting that this is like brand new to the
Is it broken?
area.
What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
We can jump. Sometimes they get a bit out of rhythm. Oh, we can't jump anymore. We ran out of jumps. We just
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
maybe back here.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good.
Bog?
Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
It does
don't
feel
get me
like this
started on
sometimes.
the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
True friend. I don't think you reset it well enough.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Coffee nut. E.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
Yeah.
me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone.
Alright.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity.
That's cool.
Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Last of Us, yeah. Last of Us took so many fucking rewards, dude. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. Good memories. Postcards? Where's an old guy with a dog? Smile because it happened. Awesome. Oh, that's cool. This makes me want the Stanley Parable on disc. Their first dollar made. Stanley Parable demonstration. Outside don't play for 5 years. They upped that to 10 years now. For this version. That's cool. Is Stanley Parable made by British devs? It's neat. Feels tough choices.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
It's on here. Memory zone maintenance. Must be Stanley. Oh, little statues. Who's the woman? Was it actually like a collector's edition with all that stuff? That's pretty sick. If that's real.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Wait. Did that door just open? Were those boxes there before? I don't remember.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
Imagine being this
The
person
narrator
right
is
now.
obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Okay, this is pretty good. I'm enjoying this.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting long. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always
What if you leave your
right?
game running for a
Me
week?
talking,
Will they actually
you
get
saying
through this, like, whole thing?
Would you think that it's exactly the same? Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only...
Just skip it. Silence. Skip. Oh, the plant's dead. Clock's on the floor. Fuck. Is that like a smoke alarm or something? Have you reach it? Let's skip this.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences. The end is never the end, 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 is never the end,
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, end is never the end, 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 is never the end. It's the end. Oh, wait. Oh, don't say. I'm just like doing like a little circuit around the room, see if there's anything. Giving it some time to like run. Oh, it's leaking a lot back here. See, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have unbugged that leak. Oh shit. Oh, we can't actually can actually get over there anymore. Skip until it's dust around us or something, I don't know. Hey, there's light. There's grass. Oh. And now there's dust again. Ghostly sounds. That's creepy as hell, man. I guess it's broken at this point. Still creepy. It's open world game, Pog. You can walk around. This journey. Renowned indie title released on PS3 with music by Oscar Winfrey. Now on the Epic Store, maybe Steam, I'm sure. He also did the music for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Oh, we're back here. Okay, give me 2 seconds to do something. Yeah, that ending was kind of creepy. Kind of weird. Okay, let's find more new
All of
content.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. All right.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Ogu. Okay, elevator.
See, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. Alright. I'm ready to buy. My wallet is ready.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans
It's a
have
sequel.
truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
Just
It
the two
screams
of us.
progress and
We
innovation
can make it
and
if we
long-term
try. Just the
franchising
two of
potential.
us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. I always think of Austin Powers when I hear that song. The Dr. Evil Mini-Me singing it. New content is out. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted, new hotness. Ooh. The back, 2 doors. They've really gone hard on the 2s there. The fern. Just interesting. Just trying out different logos.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs.
If I can loosely organize
Is it the red
a handful
marker?
of interesting
Me.
concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
It's a way to the show floor. Alright. New features. New content.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Sat on the left, I guess. Name, yours there, Pog. Alright. Getting some of that Fallout 4 technology. Do you have Lewis?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Uh-huh. Nah.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
Jim.
Otherwise, soon
Jim.
you'll start to lose
Jim.
all sense
Jim.
of who you
Jim.
actually
Jim.
are.
Jim.
Jim.
I am Jim. I'm Jim. Aren't I? Jim. 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 My name is now Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Is that meant to be a big Stanley? Re-achievement. Sanans world champion. Okay, so we can't access that yet. Infinite hole. Achievement. There's the infinite hole. It's a screen recording.
Okay, I'll be
technically
honest,
not
I
a
haven't yet decided on this
screenshot.
one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday. Oh, happy 12th birthday, 70s. I'll take this one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy
Right.
12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
I do get that feeling sometimes. Oh.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Where is the infinite hole? Reassurance bucket. I don't want to see the reassurance bucket yet. Maybe I do. The
A
bucket.
common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. I've got my reassurance bucket. That's so weird.
Does
having
anyone
that.
give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
No screenshots. The baby game. The baby's all grown up. Bankruptcy. Is. Oh. Guide. Jump circle. Still here. The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
No free jumps? I want to jump. Let me jump. No jumps remain in player. Tears. New free achievement. Get yours right now. Believe receiving your achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yes.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's a simple... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Gamers. If I just press it enough. Can I fix it? Can I make this technology available? I don't think I can. I think this is just, as the guy said, it's not ready yet.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Infinite hole. Opening rim. Surrounding area depth. Infinite. Like an SCP. Just keeps going.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Whee! And like
You see,
balls.
isn't it wonderful?
And
One of my
Paul,
more
arguably
ingenious
infinite hole.
concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
It's like playing like
Okay, and I guess we're back
some
in the
nice
hole
old
now.
music.
Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that
Muck.
anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay. I guess there's nothing else to that. But mostly infinite hole. Okay. It's nice to see he amended the signs. Mostly infinite hole. Fine. It ended. Nice. So we can go up there. Is there anything over here? What's this? The exit. Oh, we don't want the exit yet. Let's see the collectibles. Are these gonna be real? Can I buy them?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Shit. One of 6. I need them all now. We need 5 more.
God, it really
Does this
is
one
the
count as
worst
one?
when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Exit.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I don't think we missed anything. The hell is this?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
It's kind of scary. I do actually want to end the stream here, but I think I should probably press begin game first, maybe? I'm not sure, to be honest. Nah, I think this is fine. We'll end the stream here. We'll continue it next time. And we'll explore the new content. And, yeah. See what the, Stanley Parable 2 is about. And maybe I'll even stream tomorrow if I can't wait. We'll see. See how I feel. If not tomorrow, definitely Wednesday. And, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone who watched. I really appreciate it. And, yeah. I'll see you next time. Thanks and good night.